Hi guys. So I'm ready for Wednesday's pack. I hope you are too. Good news, it's geometry. That's one of the best ones. So let's get started on it, okay? I think you'll find that this stuff, even though it was in August when we really talked about it, we reviewed it just right before we bled out. So I think you'll enjoy this one. I think it's a good one. It's really not that hard. Okay, so first page we have here. It says, and it has kind of a review. It lets you remember again, right angle, acute angle, obtuse. Okay, on this first page, all you're gonna do is you're just gonna identify them as right, acute, or obtuse, right? So remember that little trick that I showed you. Shh. And remember, don't do this on the big ugly test, but on the scratch piece of paper, definitely. If you are, and this will help you on a lot of pages, if you are confused as to whether or not something is acute or obtuse or right, remember you have 4 right angles on every piece of paper. Take this, and check it, okay? Is it really close? Check it just to be sure there, okay? To me, that one, number 1, looks exactly like 90 degrees. Okay, so don't forget that little trick if you want to, okay? But you're just gonna write on here on these 8, acute, obtuse, or right. All right, next page. Okay, you should have this one, I believe. Okay, and here, you are just going to name, you're gonna answer their questions, okay? Oh, what figure is that? Guys, these are coming from nets, some of them, like 2 and 5 are nets. 1 and 4, you just have to identify. Now remember, look at this base here, because if you go back and you look at those notes we took on solids, remember its first name is always what base it is, okay? Its second name is either pyramid or prism. Pyramids come up to a point, and the prisms stretch out, okay? So remember that. If you can remember first name, last name, you can name any of these, okay? All right. The next page here says determine the number of sides and the type of the shapes. So what you have to do, okay, number 1, you're going to tell me the number of sides that it has. And that's just an easy count. That's a pre-K problem, okay? So you can do half of these pre-K problems. You're counting sides, okay? The second part of each of these are the type of shape. That's where you have to remember. Now, if you notice, a couple of them do repeat, okay? Now, I don't want these to be pre-K answers. You know what I mean? Don't put squares there. That's a pre-K answer. I want you to put a 4th grade answer. What type of 4-sided shape would that be? Okay? All right, next up. Oh, this is a really good page. If you remember on our LUT that we did, the little ugly test, we had those those little bunnies, and we had to look at their whiskers, and you guys kind of had a problem trying to figure out which one of these to pick. So this is a page that'll practice just that, okay? Look at number 1. It says both pairs show parallel lines. Do you think that's true? All right. Both pairs show perpendicular lines. That's not true, right? They don't meet at 90-degree angles. I'd mark that one out. Only one pair shows parallel lines. Or only one pair shows intersecting lines. Well, those don't intersect at all, so I know that one's wrong too. Okay, mark out D. Now you're just left with both pairs show parallel lines, or only one pair shows parallel lines. I bet you can figure that out, okay? Good, I hope you put A there. They're both parallel, okay? Neither of these are ever gonna meet each other, okay? So you're going to write those answers down. Remember, write your answers over here, okay? It'll be easiest to grade that way. All right, the next side, okay? This one says, determine which answer best reflects the angle shown. Okay, so the first one, that one's, well, it's kind of easy, okay? It says, which option represents angle UVW? Would it be 101 degrees? 180 degrees? 14 degrees, a little bitty acute angle, or 134 degrees, obtuse. Yeah, that one's obvious, right? It's a straight angle. So 180 degrees should be what you circle there. Okay, now some of these, you're really gonna have to use your best judgment, okay? So think about whether or not it's acute, less than 90 degrees, or obtuse, more than 90 degrees. Let that help you, let that guide you some. And also, don't forget to use this. This can be a good tool too. 90 degrees, or if you fold it in half, what's half of 90? I guess you can kind of help you out. That would be 45 degrees if you needed to check yourself and see if it's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than that, okay? All right, the next page. Okay, now you really got to listen to your directions here on this one, okay? It says, determine if the angle shown is less, more, or equal to 90 degrees. So every answer you have written over here should say less, more, or equal to. You're not telling me now, you're not using that vocabulary of acute, obtuse, or right. You're just telling me less, more, or equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so if you look at number 1, okay, is that more than 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees, or equal to? Less. Yep, it's an acute angle, so you're gonna put less on number 1's line. Okay, next page. Right here, you are just naming solids. Again, not hard, okay? You're gonna look at the base and you're going to look to see if it's stretched out for a prism or if it comes up to a point for a pyramid. So if you're looking at number 1 here, okay, can you see that? Would that be a triangular pyramid? Well, does it come up to a point? No, so it's not a pyramid at all. We can mark that out. A cone, you know I love a good cone. Not a cone, I can identify that one quickly, okay? Rectangular prism, is it a rectangle that's been stretched out? Okay, or a cylinder, does it look like a soup can? No, so this answer definitely C here, okay, rectangular prism. Okay, we're coming down to the downhill stretch. This time though, we get to count faces, edges, and vertices, okay? Remember, faces, Cadence, I'm still waiting for Teddy's video. I need to see his little voguing, okay? Don't forget to vogue. All right, so faces. Now they have vertices come next. So we usually do it the other way. Don't be confused by that. Okay, vertices, that's where those edges meet, okay? It's that point, that corner, okay? Edges, that's where those two faces come together, okay? All right, so answer those questions there. Count those faces, edges, and vertices. The next side, this is one that we've kind of struggled with here and there. Okay, so these are reading those angles. Now, again, I would definitely write inside of these protractors. Is this angle obtuse? Is it acute or is it right? Okay, write those in there because that is going to help you. You know, if you have an obtuse angle, but then you think that it is 46 degrees, that's not gonna fly, right? You know you're looking at the wrong scale there. So go through and write acute, obtuse, or right on there, okay? Then what you're gonna wanna do, look at this bottom ray here, okay? The edge of the side of that angle. Look at that bottom ray. Right here, you're always gonna wanna use the scale that starts at 0 on this side, okay? So since this one is 0 on the inside, you're gonna use the inside scale. That's the number you wanna read when you get over here, okay? Be very careful. Remember, I give you about 1 degree grace period, okay? So get as close as you can. And last page, volume. Okay, remember a volume is the measurement of a 3-dimensional figure. Okay, how much can fit in there? That's the kind of volume we're talking about here. Not like big G volume, okay, but volume on length, width, and height. So if you remember when we figure out volume and how to figure that up, you're going to multiply, right? Multiply all 3, length times width times height, or base times height. So if you look at number 1, we have 4, 6, and 8. So you're gonna take 6 times 8. Yep, you know that, champions, that's 48, right? and then 48 times 4. Okay, can you figure that up for me? All right. Did you get it? Did you get 192? I hope so. So on this one, right over here, you're gonna get 192. Okay, now it says up here that it's measured in centimeters, so that would be cubic centimeters, right? Or CM with that itty bitty 3 on top, that stands for the 3 dimensions, cubic centimeters. We're measuring length and width and height, okay? All right, I hope you like this pack. It's a good one. Geometry is always fun, so get busy. It feels really big. It's not as hard as it looks though. So thank you, work hard, and I will send you another video tomorrow, okay? Bye.